Hello and welcome to my Capstone presentation. My name is Jasmine Barreto and the title of my presentation is Like, Comment, and Share, Boosting Engagement for Transit Justice. For my capstone, I had the opportunity to work with the Seattle Subway Foundation and help them develop their newly created TikTok account. Seattle Subway is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization focusing on public transit in Seattle. They work towards equitable transit that connects the greater Seattle region through community outreach. Transit justice has become an increasing concern with the transit sector producing 60% of Seattle's total greenhouse gas emissions. With Seattle Subway focusing on transit justice and with social media becoming an increasingly important tool in online nonprofit communication, it is important for nonprofits like Seattle Subway to understand the most efficient way to optimize these platforms. However, nonprofits typically struggle with their communication strategy, especially with the rise of newer platforms. Therefore, transit center nonprofits like Seattle Subway must assess and reconstruct their social media communication to increase engagement and expand their audience. My research question is, what features of an online account improve transit center nonprofit communication and engagement on social media? As an intern, I created short-form content for TikTok focusing on current issues facing the Link Light Rail expansion. The primary method I used to answer my research question was creating and distributing a survey for current supporters of Seattle Subway to complete about expectations of social media communication. Additionally, I did a literature review to understand the social media communication landscape and evolution concerning the transit-centered organizations as well as the general nonprofit. Looking over to my results section, I have established 3 integral features of an online account that can boost engagement, thus increasing audience growth. The first being establishing organizational identity. The organizational identity focuses on the organization's values and goals, which is sometimes referred to as their mission statement. These pieces of information would not only be included on the account details, but included throughout content posted on the account. Secondly, transparency was cited in every case study I reviewed as an integral attribute of an online account, especially with the rampant miscommunication on a fast-paced digital landscape. One way to prioritize transparency on an online account is to implement two-way communication. Two-way communication is the process of conversing across various channels, providing feedback and/or questions from the receiving party back to the sender. So in this case, it would be the audience giving feedback and questions back to the nonprofit organization Seattle Subway. Lastly, appealing to pathos, which is one of the 3 rhetorical appeals used for persuasion. Pathos appeals to the emotions and ideals of the audience, eliciting a specific emotion to connect with them. 2 ways that Seattle Subway can appeal to the pathos is through using comedic trends on the TikTok platform and through humanizing transit justice issues. In Figure 2, we can see that a majority of Seattle Subway supporters currently use the TikTok platform with the expectation of entertainment. In total, 54% of respondents agreed with the statement. Also, humanizing transit justice issues was important to respondents, with 39.5% of them citing storytelling as the most important attribute of an online account. With the TikTok platform providing a space for short-form content, unlike Seattle Subway's other popular accounts on platforms such as X, formerly known as Twitter, the organization has the ability to integrate storytelling furthering community perspective, as they have recently done with a campaign concerning the inevitable transfer station in the Chinatown International District. Looking over to our key takeaways, prospective supporters need to understand who and what the organization is in order to lend their support, which is why they need to establish organizational identity so that prospective viewers and prospective supporters get a sense of who they're going to support. Secondly, implementing two-way communication is to establish a connection with the audience that is not solely transactional. And this can be done by creating dialogue with the audience before demanding action on behalf of the organization. And this was pointed out by a Seattle Subway survey respondent, which is seen in the results section, where they made it clear that they felt that signing the petition seemed thoughtless. It seemed like a thoughtless ask. Thirdly, with the appeal to pathos, comedic trends can often make the distribution of information more accessible and can expand to a more diverse audience. And storytelling can be most effective when providing community perspective on transit justice issues, providing a face, providing a name to statistics that we often see. Understanding how the current members experience social media communication methods can lead to the formation of improved content and outreach that can establish an audience on TikTok. Using comedic trends are an effective way of engaging audiences, especially youth, on a newer app such as TikTok, which can immediately expand the current audience age range. It would be wise to continue these surveys on audience engagement to assess the effectiveness of these features and their content. But aside from distributing surveys, future research should also analyze previous posts and posts using these features to compare the platform's built-in engagement analytics to see how successful the implementation of these features is. Effective online communication can inform constituents about their proximity to transit justice issues, and with educated constituents, we can improve public transit to be more equitable, efficient, and environmentally conscious. Thank you so much for listening. I would like to acknowledge my site supervisor, Keith Kyle, my faculty advisor, Aaron Gilbert, and my friends and family for their unwavering support during this process. Thank you again for listening.